Are you thinking about relocating to Maryland, but are unsure about the actual cost of living? In today's video, I'll be diving deep into the financial side of life here in Maryland and exploring everything from housing expenses to taxes and much more. So stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Audrey Rozier. I'm a realtor here in the state of Maryland. I specialize in assisting clients in the Central Maryland and Baltimore metropolitan areas. In today's video, I'm going to be taking an in-depth look at the cost of living here in Maryland, including the cost of housing, transportation, utilities, groceries, healthcare, as well as other essential expenses to give you a better idea of what the true cost of living is here. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more informative content just like this. Now let's get into it. Now the first thing on this list is housing. Housing is one of the most significant factors that affect the cost of living in any location, and in Maryland, housing costs can vary drastically depending on the area that you choose to live in. Urban areas like Baltimore and the suburbs around Washington, D.C. tend to have higher housing costs, while more rural areas offer more affordable options. On average, Maryland's housing costs are slightly higher than the national average, with a median home value of around $375,000, and that is as of February 2023. Renting is also an option, of course, with the average rent being around $1,850 per month as of March 2023. Next up is transportation. So, of course, transportation is another important factor to consider when you're calculating the cost of living here. Maryland has a variety of transportation options, including public transit systems like the Maryland Transit Authority, also known as the MTA, and the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, which is the WMATA, which serves the DC metropolitan area. Public transit fares typically range from $2 to $6 per trip, depending on the mode of transportation and distance traveled. If you prefer driving, keep in mind that Maryland's gas prices are generally on par with the national average, but auto insurance rates can be higher due to the state's dense population and traffic congestion. Next on the list is the cost of utilities. In Maryland, utility costs can vary depending on the season and, of course, your usage patterns. On average, though, residents can expect to spend around $150 per month for electricity and around $50 for water and sewer services. Keep in mind, though, that these are just rough estimates and they can vary drastically depending on factors like the size of your home, energy efficiency, and personal consumption habits. Next up is the cost of food. In Maryland, grocery prices are generally in line with the national average, although you may find slightly higher prices in urban areas. Eating out is also a very popular option here, with a wide variety of dining choices from casual eateries to upscale restaurants. The cost of a meal at a mid-range restaurant in Maryland averages around $20 to $30 per person, while fast food options can range from $7 to $10 per person. Next up is the cost of healthcare. Healthcare prices in Maryland are typically close to the national average as well. Keep in mind that your individual healthcare cost will depend on factors such as your insurance coverage, personal healthcare needs, and the specific medical services that you require. It's essential, though, that you budget for healthcare expenses and explore your insurance options to minimize out-of-pocket cost. Taxes. Now, taxes are another important factor to consider when evaluating the cost of living here in Maryland. The state does have a progressive income tax system with rates ranging from 2 to 5.75%, depending on your income level. In addition, local jurisdictions impose their own income taxes, which can range from 1.75% to 3.20%. Property taxes in Maryland are relatively moderate compared to other states, with an average effective rate of about 1.10%. However, keep in mind that property tax rates vary drastically depending on the county that you decide to purchase in. State sales tax in Maryland is a flat 6%, and there's no local sales tax. Up next is the cost of education. If you have children or plan to further your own education, it's crucial to consider the cost of education here. Public schools in the state are generally well regarded. Maryland ranks among the top states in terms of education quality. However, some areas have higher performing schools than others, so it's essential to research the specific school district that you're considering. And of course, if you're looking into a private school or higher education, tuition fees can vary widely. The average cost, though, of a private school tuition in Maryland is around $12,000 per year for elementary schools and around $16,000 per year for high schools. Public universities like the University of Maryland have an average in-state tuition of around $10,000 per year, while private colleges and universities can have significantly higher tuition fees. Next is the cost of childcare. In Maryland, the cost of childcare can vary depending on the type of care, of course the location, and the age of your child. On average, though, full-time daycare for infants can cost around $14,000 per year, while childcare for, let's say, a 4-year-old averages around $11,000 per year. So if you require after-school care or occasional babysitting services, these costs can add up. In conclusion though, the cost of living in Maryland can vary depending on the area you choose to live in and of course your personal lifestyle choices. So there are certain aspects of living in Maryland such as housing, transportation. Those things may be higher than the national average, but the state does offer high quality of life, excellent education options, and a variety of recreational opportunities. So of course, before deciding on moving to Maryland, it's important to consider all the factors discussed and carefully evaluate your personal financial situation. If you're interested in moving to our area, be sure to check out my website and download my free relocation guide. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more informative content just like this and about living in Maryland. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you on the next one.